Hi, my name is Erica Van Eaton. You can find me at ericavaneaton.com. And I just wanted to celebrate Earth Day with you. This is a little place, a little stream behind my house that I come to meditate, to connect with the earth and the elemental realm, and just to be. So I invite you to close your eyes and take a big breath in, and breathe in through the soles of your feet. Allow this earth energy to travel with your breath, being pulled up through the soles of your feet, through your calves, your knees, your hips, up your abdomen, and up to your chest. And then allow for this energy to run up and through your mouth. You can continue to allow this energy to run up your spine and out through the top of your head. And you may feel like this energy wants to continue up. So let it go up. And we're going to allow for this earth energy, this magical energy, this grounding energy to come up through us, up through the top of our head. We're going to go up through the clouds and up outside the atmosphere. And you can go as far up as you want. There's another grid that lies outside of the earth you may want to connect with. You may want to go all the way up to your star family. You may want to go to pure source energy. A lot of you are continuing up. Now we're going to allow pure source to run golden energy back down. It's coming back down through the top of your head, down through your neck, your chest, your abdomen, down into your hips. Down your legs and your calves and your feet, and back down into the ground. What the earth came through to share with me a while back was, I was speaking to her about body consciousness and how it works and how we draw back codes to us when we reincarnate. And what came through was, let me just allow her to tell it. So just close your eyes and take a big breath in. The experiences, the emotions, the traumas that we go through throughout a lifetime open codes of wisdom within us. It shuts things down, yes, and it gets trapped in the cellular matrix and the muscles in different areas of the body. Yes, it does get trapped, but it also has divine codes when we look through the pain and the suffering to the other side of it. When the body starts to disintegrate into the earth, whether that is in flesh form or ashes, that information becomes stored in the libraries deep within the womb space of the earth. The good, the bad, quote unquote, and the ugly. Because there's so much divine beauty and wisdom to be gained from each of those experiences, and many of those emotions then become part of the grid system. And there's history in that grid system. There is memory and there is light in that grid system. Even in war and the destruction that war has brought upon the earth, there is light. Humans have learned resilience. So go close your eyes and breathe in deep into your heart space and allow your heart to begin to open. So when the spirit begins to descend down into the physical body, it calls back that ancient wisdom, those divine codes from those memory banks in the library, from the ancestral lines of the father side, the mother side, the lives you've lived before. There are many libraries. So you call those codes of wisdom back. You call back the trauma that you haven't seen the light in yet and you wish to heal. You call back the light. You call back your gifts. Now, many of these things remain dormant for quite some time throughout your lifetime until you begin to awaken and resurrect your knowing of the truth of who you are, remembering that you're pure source energy and that you're one with me as well. Now, for a long time, when humans walked this planet, it was more of a taking of energy that I experienced with them. And I gave to them willingly, without judgment, knowing that it was just a learning curve to get us to the place where we are together now, where it is a beautiful giving and receiving of energy. The more you awaken and allow for an expansion of your spirit to occur, the more you come into alignment with these different aspects of your human self, the less resistance you have to allowing yourself to be a pure pillar of light. And what we mean by a pillar of light is simply a giving and receiving of energy, of divine love, of codes, of keys. Because each of your spirits are unique in the way that they were designed to connect with another. You have a certain set of frequencies that when another comes in contact with them, acts like keys to unlock something within the other. And that's why no one's place here on earth carries any more weight than another. So close your eyes. And let us practice this giving and receiving of energy. So I'm going to run energy up through you. And you're going to allow pure source energy to run down through you. Back into me, replenishing me. So we get to work in divine harmony with each other, replenishing each other. Thank you for celebrating with me today. Tomorrow is Friday, April 23rd. I'm doing a large group class on expanding out more our etheric realm and combining that with our human aspects of self so that we can expand more of our unique soul signature codes. And when we do that, we are able to allow more energy to run up through us and down through us and out through us. And so we become not just this pillar of light, but almost like a prism of light, so that we are radiating out these different colors that are unique to our signature, because every frequency carries a color of light, right? So we become this prism of light, and all these lights begin to, like, fan out from us in this beautiful prism-like energy. So not only do we become this clear conduit of energy going up and down, we become this prism of light expanding out into the collective, 360 degrees. What this allows for ultimately is what we're seeking. What I've learned from the autism collective consciousness that I work with is it's an extension of learning how to be even more, stepping more into having an individualized experience here while still being in unity consciousness, because the more that you expand your unique soul signature codes out from you, you become so settled in knowing the truth of who you are. So we bring in these human aspects of self, right? We bring in the ego and the mind and the body consciousness, and bringing them into alignment with the spirit. That allows our spirit then to express itself more fully, because there's not the restriction or the fear. So then we become settled in knowing the truth of who we are, but also while knowing who we're not. And we step into unity consciousness in that way, because we express energy through us out to the collective in such a beautiful, flowing-like manner, in a way that it doesn't feel like we're getting depleted or having things taken from us. It's just a nice flow. And then we allow ourselves to receive information and energy that is here to assist us, while redirecting, while we put our ego and our mind in our body in charge of releasing information that's no longer in service to us in a way that is bringing in harmony and peace and love and joy. Now, there's always going to be times when we have those human experiences and we experience what we call lower vibrational emotions of frustration and anger and these different things, and that's okay. Because again, there's wisdom to be found on the other side of it. But it's this beautiful unmeshing that we begin to start doing from the old paradigm of what these emotions meant in the past and what they can mean now. A small group that I was recently working with, for example, we worked through an unmeshed rejection. And it was a pretty emotional small group that we had working through this sense of rejection, which initially was attached to shame, and these emotions that felt really disheartening. But when we looked through what the rejection gave us, instead of seeing what it didn't give us, what we saw was we needed that rejection so we didn't get sucked into someone else's paradigm. It kept us enough separate that we could find the truth of who we were. Because if we wouldn't have felt that rejection, then we kind of would have got sucked into someone else's world and lost our own path. So within that rejection, it was just simply a redirection of divine love. So we get to look at rejection now as a form of divine love. And so we unmeshed and released those old emotions, decoded those emotions from those words, restructured it, and brought in a new understanding, a new light to a word that previously we had assumed to be a shadow. And so that's what I mean, is we get to now work through an emotion, not attach to it or what we think it means or doesn't mean. and adjust it to something that has more meaning, that has more light. So anyway, if you want to join me tomorrow, you're more than welcome. I'll put a link below. I've been holding large group classes once a month, and I started doing small group classes. If that's something you want to hop in on, I'll put those links below. But just breathe and enjoy Earth Day and give her so much thanks and gratitude for the wisdom and the love that she has held on to us, held on to for us, for all these eons of years and time. So, much love.